Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to TEW 2020 WWE. We are here today with the final pay-per-view special of 2021 in-game. Yes, it is time for NXT Takeover WarGames and the Raw and SmackDown co-branded Armageddon. Two huge events, two stacked cards of action. We'll get right into things here with NXT Takeover WarGames. And the show starts with a little promo video advertising some of the matches. We've got two WarGames matches, the men's and women's North American title, Kross versus Priest, Orton, Thatcher, as well as Chad Gable and Seth Rollins for the NXT Championship. A lot of big matches going on, hopefully. It'll be a really good night rating-wise as well. 87 for that opening promo, and then Sirens Blare, and it's time for the men's WarGames match. 3v3v3 Legado, the Cruiserweight and Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions Andrade, Humberto, Carrillo and Santos Escobar, taking on MSK, Trey Griffin, Wesley and Nash Carter, taking on the Mysterios and Cesaro. Stacked match. So many big names, as well as younger superstars like Dominik, for example, getting their chance in this experience with these big guys in this structure. 81 fought that, and then we have the match, starting off with Trey Griffin, Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar in the ring going at it. And then I'll just go through the entrances. MSK won the advantage, so Wesley comes out next. The Mysterios and Cesaro in the random selection got the second advantage, so Dominik comes in, followed by Humberto, and then finally Nash Carter enters, followed by Cesaro, and then finally the Cruiserweight Champion Andrade. Once everyone's in the ring, it is just balls to the wall, because you're not worrying about just one team, you're worrying about two teams coming at you. The face teams of MSK and Cesaro and Mysterios kind of focusing on Legado quite a bit. In the end, they end up brawling as well, though. But when it comes down to it, in the end, the winners of WarGames are Legado. Andrade, Carrillo and Escobar getting the win. Andrade, in the end, pinning Wesley after hitting him with La Sombra on the little steel part that connects the two rings together in the middle of them. He hit him with a Sombra on top and covered him for the pin, getting the win for his team. 74 for the segment rating. Not bad considering this was 27 minutes with guys who don't have the stamina for it. Happy with that. 94 from Andrade, 78 from Mysterio, 77 from Cesaro, 69 Escobar, 67 Carrillo, 56 Griffin, 55 Wesley, 53 Nash Carter, and 34 Dominik Mysterio. Good work from everyone. 94 from Andrade, the Cruiserweight Champion, putting on an absolute blinder as usual in these matches, as Legado get the win, and then afterwards Legado going up the ramp and celebrating as MSK and Cesaro and Mysterios watch on from the ring, all nursing their wounds from battle. But it's the Cruiserweight Champions, the men who run the Cruiserweight division, Andrade, Carrillo and Escobar, Legado, who get the win and walk out victorious from WarGames. A 92 for that post-match segment. And then next up we have what is sure to be a brutal encounter between Randy Orton and Timothy Thatcher. Thatcher drafted over to NXT, set his sights on the NXT champion Chad Gable. They had a match in which Thatcher was disqualified for keeping his submission in for too long. Orton came up to break it out. They've ended up brawling. They brawled the last few weeks as well, wanting to hurt each other, and now getting the chance in the ring. Randy Orton, Timothy Thatcher. In the end, much like against Gable, Thatcher keeping the hold on too long, keeping the armbar on too long, Orton having the rope. The referee no choice but to call for the bell in the end. Orton winning by DQ for a 79. Good match. 80 Orton, 75 Thatcher. Happy with this, but Thatcher keeps the armbar on. Orton trying to get him off him, but he can't. The referee can't break it up. Road agents can't break it up. In the end, general manager William Regal himself has to come out to the ring and breaks the hold, dragging Thatcher off of Orton. Thatcher gets up and in the face of Regal. Regal demanding he leave, and Thatcher just laughing a bit and leaving, whilst medics check on Randy Orton's arm for an 87. Good match, good post-match segment. Thatcher being very sadistic in his nature towards Gable, and now Orton here. Regal himself having to come break it up, so you know it's serious. But I'm happy with those segments, as next up we have the NXT North American Championship on the line. It is Carmelo Hayes, who shocked the world when he rolled up the Velveteen Dream only days after Velveteen Dream had won the NXT North American Championship. Dream had the open challenge. Hayes rolled him up and won the gold. Then Dream, Scott and Loomis targeted Hayes, wanted to make him pay for taking the gold, but Hayes found reinforcements in Eli Cassidy and Marcus Reddin, and the three of them, Hayes, Reddin and Cassidy, have formed a little group of their own, dubbing themselves DFG, Destined for Greatness. Hayes looking to prove how destined for greatness he is. One-on-one here with the Velveteen Dream. Will he be able to keep a hold of the NXT North American Championship? In the end, he does. Carmelo Hayes pinning Velveteen Dream clean 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring after hitting him with that top rope leg drop of his, retaining his championship for a 78. Really good match between these two guys. 83 Dream, 49 Hayes. Very, very happy with this. They have great chemistry and it showed. That is good to know. As Carmelo Hayes keeps a hold of his championship after the match, him, Reddin and Cassidy going up the ramp in celebration. Hayes keeping a hold of that gold. Was Velveteen Dream in the ring looking on very angry. This feels like it is far from over between DFG and Dream, Scott and Loomis. Dream's little group he's assembled here as well for a 73. The show going well so far, as we then go backstage and we find Kayla Braxton, who stops William Regal and questions him on Timothy actions earlier in the night against Orton, and Regal says that he can't speak now, he's got stuff to deal with tonight, but on Wednesday he will come out to start things off, and he says what Thatcher did against Gable at the start of the month against Orton tonight, there will be consequences, and I will be announcing those consequences on NXT for a 53. A big announcement from Regal. He'll be announcing the consequences for Thatcher's actions come NXT. What will they be? You have to tune in next episode to find out, won't you? But continuing on with this one, we have another hard-hitting matchup between Damian Priest and the former NXT champion Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross seemingly taking out his aggression from losing that title on Priest the last few weeks, but now Priest getting his chance at Kross one-on-one, and in the end, Damian Priest manages to hit Karrion Kross with the Reckoning and pick up the win over the former NXT champion. A huge win for Damian Priest here for the 79. Another good match. 67 Priest and a 78 for Kross. Very happy with this, as Karrion Kross is defeated once more. This time, however, by Damian Priest, with a big win for him here on NXT. And then we get ready for the penultimate match of this evening, the NXT Championship on the line. We have the entrances of Seth Rollins and, of course, the NXT champion Chad Gable. Seth Rollins, the inaugural NXT champion. Chad Gable, the latest and the newest and the current NXT champion. An 83 for the entrances, and then the match. These two go at it, give it everything they've got. They're going balls to the walls. They're throwing out every move in their playbooks, in their arsenals. Both men want to walk out of it NXT champion, but also both men want to beat the other. They want to prove they're better than the other guy. But in the end, your winner, and still NXT champion, is Chad Gable. Seth Rollins set up for the curb stomp, ran at Gable, who quickly rolled out the way. Seth caught unaware, Chad grabbing him and hitting him with an Olympic slam for the victory. Chad Gable makes his first defense of the NXT Championship for a 94. What a match between these two guys. I mean, to me at least, there was no doubt that Gable and Rollins were going to put on a banger, but they have done just that. 90 for Gable and an 88 for Rollins. Very, very pleased. Chad Gable retaining his title. And then after the match, Chad Gable gets his arm raised and celebrates his first successful defense for a 92. Yeah, very, very pleased. A good program Gable and Rollins have had, and Gable is the one who comes out on top and retains his gold. But now the siren goes off for the main event, the women's WarGames match for a 79. On NXT this past week, it was Team Gonzalez winning the advantage. They have Mickie James and Candice LeRae, who have been, had their own little rivalry going the past couple months, starting in the ring, flying out. They're joined by Naomi, half of the women's tag champs of Team Gonzalez, followed by Charlotte Flair, then Naomi's partner Jax, followed by Nox. Then finally Raquel Gonzalez, the NXT women's champion, and to finish things off, Becky Lynch coming out for a 79. Really happy with this. And then in the match itself, in the end, your winner, after hitting the shiniest wizard, is Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox hitting the NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez with the shiniest wizard and covering her for the 1, 2, 3. Nox, LeRae, Flair and Lynch picking up a massive, massive victory over Gonzalez, James and the Bloodline, especially Nox pinning the NXT Women's Champion. 81 for Lynch, 77 Flair, 73 Naomi, 71 Nox, 69 Gonzalez, 61 Jax, 57 LeRae, and a 50 James. Very happy with that. Everyone doing really well, as afterwards Tegan Nox climbs up the cage and then standing on top of it, she celebrates. She raises her on the air, she cheers. She won the match, she pinned the NXT Women's Champion. And you have to thank Tegan Nox putting herself well and truly at the top of the line for an NXT Women's Championship match for a 90. Really, really pleased with this. Really good match to end things off. A great main event. The WarGames matches both doing well, as Legado and the team of Nox, Lynch, LeRae and Flair respectively pick up the wins. Overall, NXT TakeOver WarGames here gets an 88. Amazing show once more from NXT. Especially those all the matches did well, but especially the latter ones. The women's WarGames with an 80 exceeded my expectations. And then also Chad Gable and Seth Rollins for the NXT Championship probably met my expectations. I was expecting a great match, and that's what we got. I'll make my speeches, and I'll make it to Andrade, Tegan, and Chad. I want to do Seth, but I think two superstars who won their WarGames matches deserve it. Praise them all for a great performance. And they are pleased, and I am pleased. A great start to this episode in the final pay-per-views of the year with NXT TakeOver WarGames. Hopefully, we can continue that next up and have another high rating for what is truly the final pay-per-view of 2021 here in the in-game WWE Armageddon. And Armageddon gets underway here with a pre-show match for the $1 million title where Deonna Purrazzo defeats Doudrop to retain. Asuka came down to ringside and took out Aaliyah, Lana and Chelsea Green to try and even the odds for Doudrop. But little did she know Deonna had even more backup in the surprise debut of one Frankie Monet, providing the distraction, allowing Deonna to roll Doudrop up, the referee counting, Doudrop hooking the tights and picking up the victory here to retain her $1 million championship for a 66. Decent pre-show match, 48 Doudrop, doing okay in her pay-per-view debut, 71 for Deonna, happy with her. Deonna Purrazzo retains, and Deonna's little group gains a new member, it would seem, in the form of Frankie Monet. And then we are on to the main show with, as usual, a little promo video just highlighting some of these big matches. Shayna Baszler, Rhea Ripley, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, Roman Cena, Bullard, Big E, the WarGames match with the UE taking on Owens, Ford, Zayn and Daniel Bryan for an 83. Stacked card, a stacked night of action. We're going to get right into it here with the vacant United States Championship on the line. Kofi Kingston versus Xavier Woods. New Day Brother versus New Day Brother. Head to head for the US title. Both men shake hands for the match and then they give this everything they've got. They don't hold back just because they're friends, just because they care about each other. They both want to be United States champion. So they're going to give this, everything that they've got. As we get towards the end of the match, Kingston knocking Woods out the ring. Kingston all alone, out of nowhere. That hooded figure who has been attacking Big E the past few months runs in and hits Big E in the back with that steel pipe. Big E dropping down to his knees in the middle of the ring in pain. The hooded figure fleeing. Xavier Woods getting back to his feet, seeing Kingston in the ring, not seeing the figure having attacked him, just unaware. All he sees is Kingston down on his knees, and Woods quickly gets in the ring and hits Kingston with the Shining Wizard for the victory here. Your winner and the new United States champion, Xavier Woods, for a 73. Okay start to the show here. 75 Kingston, 68 Woods. Lack of psychology, sadly, it says, but I'm happy enough with this. Xavier Woods winning his first piece of singles gold, I'm pretty sure, in WWE after the match. Celebrating wildly. He's done it. He has won the US title. Unaware that Kingston was attacked though. Kingston in pain on the floor, clutching his back. The referee checking on him as Woods raises the US title before also checking on Woods after noticing how much pain he's in for an 85. Really good post-match segment as you'd expect from these guys. That hooded figure seemingly turning his attention from Big E to Kingston here as Xavier Woods comes out on top and wins the US gold. And then next up we have the other mid-card championship on the line. It is Bullard brand member Apollo Crews defending his gold against Johnny Gargano. Crews winning the vacant title at Survivor Series in an ending where Gargano also had the cover for the 3, but the referee only saw Crews getting the pin, and so Crews won the title, but Gargano getting his shot here. Apollo Crews versus Johnny Gargano for the Intercontinental Championship, and in the end, your winner and the new Intercontinental Champion of the World, Johnny Gargano. Johnny does it. Johnny has done it. He has won the Intercontinental title for a 90. What a match from these two, as you'd expect, to be honest. 80 from Kross, 89 Gargano. Really, really happy with this. It could easily be match of the night, but there are so many matches tonight that could easily be match of the night. It feels too early to say. Amazing nonetheless. Apollo Crews not happy, but after the match, Gargano celebrating. Johnny has done it. He has won the Intercontinental title. Johnny Gargano, Intercontinental Champion, is a sentence that feels so right to say for something that has never happened, but here it has. Gargano has won the gold. He celebrates for that 88 post-match segment. Amazing work from these two as usual. Before the Women's Universal title is on the line, Shayna Baszler defending her newly acquired gold against the woman she won it from, Rhea Ripley. Of course, Shayna Baszler has No Mercy squad mates Tainara Conti and Sonya Deville at ringside, and they do play a part in this, providing a distraction to Rhea Ripley and allowing Shayna Baszler to take her down and pick up the pin here for the win. Shayna Baszler retaining her Women's Universal title for 82. Another really good match at Armageddon. 70 Baszler, 77 Ripley. Really happy with this, as Shayna Baszler comes out on top and retains the gold in no small part thanks to that help from her No Mercy teammates. We then go backstage to an interview with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Montez Ford and Daniel Bryan, and they are all pumped and ready to go. Kevin Owens says that he knows that the Undisputed Era, they've been in WarGames. They know WarGames, and on top of that, they know each other. They've teamed together what feels like 100 times probably. And maybe Owens and Ford and Owens and Bryan and Ford and Bryan and Ford and Zayn, and so many of us in this team don't have that connection, don't have that natural chemistry from years of working together, but what we do have is a shared and common goal of kicking the Undisputed Era's ass, and that, I promise you, is going to give us the power to do just that in WarGames for a 91. Amazing promo work from these four guys, as you'd probably expect from Owens, Zayn, Ford and Bryan. Really cannot wait for that main event. I hope it will do amazing. As next we have another multi-man matchup. It is the Hardcore Championship Fatal 5-Way. Tommaso Ciampa wanted all four of these challenges. All five of them have been in direct conflict the past few months and coming to a head for the Hardcore title. Ciampa, McIntyre, Dunn, Riddle and Sheamus. Fatal 5-Way. And in the end, despite all the odds, Tommaso Ciampa retains the Hardcore Championship, hitting Sheamus with the fairy tale ending to retain the gold for a 90. Another amazing match. Ciampa and Gargano both winning gold tonight, both getting segment ratings of 90. I mean, no complaints. Both of them on Raw as well, singles gold. God knows what will happen with those two going forward, but both having great nights as Ciampa retains. I mean, rating-wise as well, 89 Ciampa, 86 Riddle, 80 Dunn, 80 McIntyre, 66 Sheamus. All five men doing incredible. Sheamus was sadly off his game, but still with a 90 overall. Really pleased with this, as Tommaso Ciampa retains the Hardcore Championship. And then the Women's World Championship is up for grabs as Sasha Banks defends her championship against Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss has been on fire of late, but so has Sasha Banks. And Sasha Banks has that gold and she does not seem willing to give it up. Banks versus Bliss, and Banks retains, locking the Banks statement on Bliss. She grabs the ropes, but Banks does the thing where she kicks off the ropes and rolls into it in the middle of the ring, and Bliss no choice but to tap out. Banks retaining the Women's World title for an 86. Another brilliant match tonight. Amazing night of action from Armageddon. Takeover was amazing as well. So, you know, these pay-per-views staying at high quality following the incredible Halloween Havoc Extreme Rules double combo. 87 Banks, 71 Bliss, both doing great. Great matchup, and I am very, very happy with this. As we go backstage to the Undisputed Era, Cole, Fish, O'Reilly, and Strong, and they're ready for WarGames. Cole says that Owens, Ford, Zayn, Bryan, they're not a team. They're four guys who are going to lose. You see, the UE are the masters of WarGames. We've been in it more times than anyone else. And we know what it takes to win in WarGames because we've won it so damn much. And that's exactly what we're going to do again. Because you see, I mean, I could kick Owens' ass, Cole, Bryan's ass, Ford's ass, Sami Zayn's ass, Zayn's ass all on my own. But with Fish here, with O'Reilly, with Strong as well, just know it's not going to be a match. It's going to be a bloodbath in that cage when the UE walk out victorious, baby, because we are. And that is undisputed for an 83. Good promo from these guys. Hopefully, once again, WarGames, very high hopes for that match later. But time for another match I have high hopes for. It's huge. It's John Cena versus Roman Reigns. John Cena teaming with The Rock at Survivor Series last month and getting the win against the Usos with him going in that Universal Contenders match. Roman returning and take him out. Roman not happy with Cena getting in his business. The War of the Words, and now the match. John Cena versus Roman Reigns. And in the end, your winner, your tribal chief Roman Reigns, after 20 minutes, managing to hit a third spear onto John Cena and cover him for the 1, 2, 3. John Cena gave it everything he had, but Roman Reigns had that little bit more. 95 for the match. Incredible match. Match of the night so far. 94 Cena, 88 Reigns. Both men giving this their all, putting in incredible performances. And it shows in that rating. I was just really pleased. I had high hopes for this match, and it's definitely met them, as Roman Reigns overcomes John Cena afterwards, standing tall over the fallen 16-time world champ for an 83. Yeah, really happy. Really, really happy. I feel like I keep saying that, but I really am. These pay-per-views have been incredible. Hopefully, we'll have a strong end with 2 matches left, as next up, the Universal Championship is on the line. Thaddeus Bullard looks to make his first defense against the former champion Big E. Big E losing at Survivor Series following another attack from that masked man who took out Kofi Kingston earlier as well. Xavier Woods coming down to ringside with Big E, United States Championship in hand, to watch Big E's back in case the hooded man returns after he attacked Kingston earlier. Big E appreciating that help, but the penultimate match of this evening, Bullard versus E. And once again, just like Survivor Series, the referee getting knocked down. The match going on. Bullard getting knocked down as well. Bullard rolling out the ring. Big E going to get him when in runs the hooded man. He goes for Big E, but Big E sees him coming this time and catches him. Big E gets him on his shoulder. The hooded man shakes himself off, but Big E manages to pull the mask off, and the hooded man is revealed to be Mustafa Ali. Big E is like, what? Why? Mustafa Ali staring at Big E. Big E holding the mask in his hands. Mustafa Ali reaches down and picks up the lead pipe that he brought into the ring, that he let go, that he dropped in the scuffle with Big E. He holds it. Big E saying, come on then, challenging him. But Ali just shaking his head. And then he holds up the pipe and he points it just behind Big E. And Big E turns around and gets smashed in the face with the United States title by Xavier Woods. A shock moment. Xavier Woods taking out Big E with that US title and just standing over him for a minute. The crowd in shock, but then quickly turning to boos. Big E laid out. Woods just staring down at E for shaking his head and leaving. Ali following him. They go up the ramp as Thaddeus Bullard rolls in the ring, picks up Big E and hits him with the Bullard bomb for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner and still the Universal Champion Thaddeus Bullard, but definitely not the main point here. Ali the hooded man, Xavier Woods taking out Big E, turning on his New Day brother here as Bullard retains for a 91. Really good match once again. 85 Big E, 78 Bullard, both men giving this their all and creating this really good match in this already stacked card, but this won't be remembered for Bullard retaining, will it? This will be remembered for the night Xavier Woods turned on his New Day brother here. Oof. Yeah, and the post-match segment as just kind of tries to sink in. You know, Bullard's celebrating, but you know, the highlights are showing. Ali in the mask, Woods attacking him. The commentators don't know what's going on. It's an 80 for that. Incredible. Oh, God. As it's time for the main event, because you hear those sirens start to blare. It's time for WarGames. The twists, the turns of the Universal title match in the rear view. We can focus on that in the next episode of SmackDown. It's time for WarGames for an 88. The UE come down. Owen, Zayn, Ford and Bryan come down. Starting in the ring, you have Kyle O'Reilly and Daniel Bryan. And then, remember, the face team have the advantage. So next in is Sami Zayn and Bobby Fish. Then you have Montez Ford and Roderick Strong. And then finally, Kevin Owens and Adam Cole coming in as well. As in the end, after a hellacious matchup that goes about 40 minutes, your winners of War Games here. The Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly hitting Daniel Bryan with a brain buster on the steel plating between the rings and covering him for the 1-2-3. O'Reilly gets the pin. The Undisputed Era have won War Games here for an 87. A brilliant main event to cap things off. Not the match of the night, but brilliant nonetheless. In-ring performance-wise, everyone doing really well. 94 from Cole, 91 from Owens, 88 from Bryan, 80 from Zayn, 79 Ford, 82 O'Reilly, 75 Strong, and a 70 Fish. Everyone doing their part here to create a really amazing War Games match, I'd say. And then afterwards, the UE celebrate having won War Games for an 83. Really happy with Armageddon, really capping the year off strong, I think, here with this event, with that rating. I'm very happy. And as overall, Armageddon gets an 88. An 88, I think War Games got an 88 as well, didn't it? So 2 88 pay-per-views to cap off the year. Increased up in 20 regions. I'm very happy. As War Games has concluded, the year ending with Undisputed Era coming on top, but the big shock tonight, the main talking point going forward, you'd say, Xavier Woods turning on Big E, turning on his New Day brother. Why did he do it? What is next? You'll have to tune in to SmackDown to find out, won't you? As I'm going to make some speeches. I'm going to speech to Adam. Johnny put on a banger. I kind of want to do Tommaso as well. I want to do so many people. This night of action was so damn good. I got to do Roman or Cena. Oh, God. Right. God. Roman instead of Tommaso. Yeah. And you just praise him on a good performance. You make your speeches and everybody is... Adam's happy, Johnny's pleased, Roman's pleased, and I am more than pleased, to say the least. As 2021 in-game wraps up, Armageddon and War Games both been incredible ratings-wise, and hopefully going forward we can continue that as we are officially heading on the road to WrestleMania. The next pay-per-view will be the Royal Rumble. That will be a very long episode, I can assure you. I'm going to go through the Rumble, entrance by entrance, elimination by elimination. It's going to be long, but it's going to be worth it. The road to WrestleMania, I am very excited. I hope they'll be very good. And I hope you're looking forward to that too. If you are, then like the video and subscribe for updates on this series. And to see what happens next, especially with this Xavier Woods New Day situation. And thank you for watching.